Transition.
Smooth.
This week, Google did something.
Google.
Technically.
They're at it again, eh?
Yeah.
So you may have heard this. You may have seen this. Google have been working with the US Defense Force on what they call Project Marvin.
Marvin the Martian.
Maven. Sorry.
Oh.
Marvin?
Maven the Martian.
I think it's Maven.
I heard Yanni.
I heard Yanni. So essentially, this is using the AI system that they have at Google and the machine learning in various parts of in the Defense Force. One that we know of is the use of the image recognition software they have at Google, and they want to place that in drone systems. So and what that will do is, that would be able to review images to say, maybe this is a hospital, maybe this is, whatever. Some
Maybe
site
this is
we
a
shouldn't
terrorist.
bomb.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a site full of terrorists that we need to bomb.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of outrage from the Google employees. So I think this started in 2017, and this partnership is like $7 billion.
What did it start out as? Was it intentionally military?
Yeah, so it's a partnership to use. They're not building drones, but they're using software that Google has developed to improve the processes in drone systems, and then other various aspects in the military.
It's mainly the visual,
like
identification, automatic identification of targets and stuff.
So 4,000 employees a couple of months ago from Google have signed a petition to say, we don't want to be involved in this. Google started out as a couple of guys from Stanford, and one of their mottos that they've carried on is "Do no evil." And so a lot of people are saying this doesn't fit with the ethics and the morals of Google. And this was, a couple of months ago, but now some people are actually resigning because of it. And it's interesting because there seems to be a bit of a shift in Google, where previously was the management they're very happy with the management. There was no real desertion or discontent with them. But I think last year, I'm not totally across this, but there was some issue about gender and maybe... Thank you, Chris. The way people are represented, how genders are represented in higher level management or something. I'm not totally across this, but employees weren't very happy about it.
There was the engineer who wrote that sort of thing that he disseminated this little essay he'd written about how Google was he thought women shouldn't be engineers. He thought it was a stupid goal.
Yep.
To try and get equal
Female,
numbers.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because he thinks he was super sexist. He was basically saying the female brain doesn't
work like that.
Do that stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
There was something stupid, so he got fired for it. But that made it seem like Google was very progressive in terms of their equal opportunity or whatever.
When I think of Google, I think liberal, progressive company.
Yeah. Which a lot of their base would be, and employees, right? Silicon Valley, obviously, they're not very...
Well, apparently not. This guy wasn't.
He wasn't, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
Well, they've got to be one of the only companies in that sort of thing to have a not white CEO or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Has Google done much work with the military before?
No, this is their first partnership that I know of.
Okay.
But they bought Boston Dynamics, and Boston Dynamics makes crazy robots for the military.
Okay.
Well, that's their main...
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if it's necessarily their main thing, but I think a lot of their stuff was funded by DARPA.
Yep.
I think they've probably already done quite a lot of
Stuff
projects that are defense funded.
Yep. Obviously, this is quite a big billions of dollars taxpayer money into this.
Yeah.
But I guess I think it's interesting because it poses some ethical questions as well, because if you're a pacifist, right, and the goal is you want to improve processes so there's less, well, not the goal, but if you have the opportunity, war's going to happen with or without you, whatever. Maybe they think they're complicit and they're involved in it, and if their work's doing on it. But if you can improve processes to make sure that there's less humans hurt, civilians hurt, is that a good thing?
I think the reason this one in particular is triggering, I guess normally, I work for a defense contractor, but I think I guess I fundamentally trust that our country is good. does good things, which might not necessarily be true,
Which
but
might be
always.
naive, yeah.
But
Mm.
I think it's still a good thing to want your troops and stuff to have the best equipment and the best training and things like that.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is for them to do the same job with less good training and less good equipment, which is
it's not
just
what you
bad.
want.
Yeah.
And I think the people's concern is because the idea of this recognition software is to flag it to someone to human review, right? So it's not necessarily taking humans out of it.
But
people's concern is that this
it's the
is
crucial
going
step to do that.
Yeah.
So the thing that people are most scared of, and the thing you should be most scared of, as opposed to an AI getting self-consciousness, which is like stupid.
Yep.
But there's a very real threat that the real people who are currently in charge will have control over robots that can decide whether to kill someone or not.
Yeah.
Automatically. Without a human.
Yeah, but I think that's I think the point is they're saying that that's not what this is designed to do. It will always have a human review.
Obviously, but
that's
it's
people
the
are
key
scared about
technology.
that. Yeah.
It's the key technology step. All you have to do is remove the check step.
Yep.
If it can automatically identify a target, then the only thing stopping you from telling it to shoot is a procedure.
Procedure. So you're saying like it's taking a step in that direction.
It's not a step, it's completing it.
Yeah.
It's completing it, and then the next time someone decides, oh, we should do that.
Yep.
There'll be literally nothing to stop them, technology-wise. So
the technology's
the
there.
Capability will
the
be there.
capability's there, right? But I think
it's not currently.
I think people are worried about if it's the sensitivity and specificity is so good, then they're going to take out human review, and then we're not going to rely on humans to do any kind of revision of what the AI system has flagged.
I mean, I think regardless of whether Google does it now, that's already a problem that they need to address. Like, we need to have a convention saying you cannot have a robot that automatically kills people without a human being involved.
Yep. Because there's a lot of like robotics kind of people who are very concerned about this. Written open letters, professors, etc. Big hitters in this area saying, we need some kind of like, there's a convention of human rights, etc. in research and stuff like that. There needs to be some sort of, landmark event like in that space, maybe.
Yeah.
What has Big Google said about it?
Who?
Like, what's been their response to people leaving? Has there been one?
Not much. Not I've heard. I think it's only really just coming out that the employee
I think it was 12. It was 12 employees.
Yeah. Well, 4,000 people signed it, right? This petition. Then that's a bit different from resigning. But how many do we know? How many people are employed by Google?
I'll look it up.
1 million.
A lot.
Because I'd like to think of what the denominator is rather than like what's the
4,000.
percentage.
No, 4,000. That's crazy.
And I guess
but it was only 12 people that actually quit. So
it's not much.
Signing petitions not.
It's a lot
that
easier.
difficult.
Yeah.
Do you think we're like a precedent away from that happening? Like the AI getting approval?
68,000.
68,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like if Trump or I don't know who the defense minister is comes out and says we could have saved all these GIs, but some human had to approve the strike, so we missed out.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we'll let the AI decide.
I mean, that would be a very crazy circumstance for that to happen. This is mostly, it's not drones in support of people, because if you got a drone that's in support of a human mission, there's a human pilot. They have drone pilots for those ones.
In them. Yeah.
I also feel like this is the one where the American gun culture would work for the humans, in that I don't think American culture is going to go towards trusting robots with guns.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they already have crazy conspiracy theories with people like the government's going to take over and do all this other stuff. So they're very mistrustful of the government. So you're right. I think that would play badly with their base.
Yeah.
You just have to show Terminator to them. I mean, all you have to do in that movie is replace Skynet with like the president, and you'd basically get the same scenario.
Wow.
Like, does it actually matter if it's Skynet doing it, or if it's just a guy
blockbuster.
who can do that?
Like he's just doing it from. Like,
He's got a
PlayStation
computer.
control or
He's
something?
got all these robots that kill people automatically. It's the exact same thing.
He's just playing a video.
That's why it's like you don't need to worry about an AI getting self-consciousness, because the problem is a person being able to do these things.
Yeah.
Like, we know enough people who are genuinely evil.
Well,
That's a scary,
Speak for yourself.
scary thought. Or like arms dealers and bloody terrorists and stuff. Like
Those bloody terrorists.
bloody terrorists.
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I had to say about that, man.
Yeah, right.
Nice. Scary times.
Now,
Speaking of scary, how are your feet doing, gentlemen?
pretty sore.
You're still attached?
Very hobbity.
Your dog's barking.
Very hairy? Is that what you're saying?
Hobbity.
You've got really hairy feet.
Hobbity.
Jess, you poor thing.
I've heard some strange things
Sarah.
about feet.
I don't know why I said Jess.